Bonjour et bienvenue sur cette petite série de vidéos de French Crash Course. Hello and welcome. My name is Nadine. I'm a biologist and French enthusiast. If you're watching this video, you probably are one too. I hope you find this series useful. And without further ado, let's kick things off with a little game. When I say the word French, what's the first thing that pops into your mind? Is it something like this? Or maybe like this? Or maybe even this? At any rate, it's probably something that has to do with France. In reality, France is just one of the many French-speaking countries. If you're traveling to any one of these countries, it will probably be useful for you to be able to communicate with the natives. With that in mind, I've put together this small guide to help you quickly learn French using the scenario-based learning method. I find that this method makes learning much more interesting. Also, it provides actual context, which will hopefully consolidate your knowledge even further. Therefore, this content will be especially useful for fellow travelers and French enthusiasts. During this crash course, you will learn basic sentence structure in French, basic question forms in French, as well as some daily vocabulary and colloquial expressions. In other words, you will learn how to communicate using basic French. Seeing that this content was mainly created to help travelers navigate their stay in one of the French-speaking countries, we will focus mainly on speaking and listening, which means that we won't be learning how to form complex sentences or how to write formal letters and emails. Before we dive in, let's have an overview of the series. For the purpose of being in an airport, we will look at greetings, numbers, and genders and pronouns. Secondly, we will learn how to form basic sentences, as well as some handy vocabulary such as days of the week, months of the year, and other words relevant to our hotel scenario. Also, in order to communicate with the natives, you have to know how to ask questions. Therefore, we will learn how to formulate questions using two different methods. The first one being est-ce que, the second one is the inversion method. Thirdly, we will go through some of the most commonly used verbs, expressions, and words relevant to our restaurant and store scenario. Finally, we will finish this series with a quick look at some colloquial expressions. Please note that all the scenarios mentioned above are only examples to remind you. However, the information itself can and will inevitably be used on a daily basis.